This is definitely the fastest, baddest monster truck on the block. All right, it don't have much competition on this block, but you know what I mean. Or maybe you don't know what I mean, but I'm going to show you because this thing is a beast. The absolute best monster truck I've built, I've ran, and pretty sure that I've seen, period. This thing will backflip at quarter throttle. I mean, probably not even quarter throttle. This thing is wicked. If I could hit this ramp faster, I could backflip over a 15-foot gap probably, but I'm going to have to widen out my ramps. I'm going to start printing up some more or something. But this thing is unreal what it can do. So I wanted to put the running clips in here first before the install and, you know, showing you guys what I did and how I did it, because a lot of people are going to watch 2 to 3 minutes of this video and they're going to move on. So at least you will see the abuse and the freaking just awesomeness that this thing is. So hopefully you stick around for the entire video. I know I have tons of people who stick around for the entire video every time, and I truly appreciate that so much. You have no idea how much that means to me that you guys would watch and listen to my boring self. But no, I kind of find myself boring, but hopefully I am offering something that you guys enjoy. So I really appreciate you sticking around when you can. I know if people got things going on, I do the same thing. So if you watch the whole video, I really appreciate it. If you don't, I understand. Anyways, check this thing out running, and the install is to come. Oh, that wasn't good. What is up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with another quick video. This one, something really cool we're trying to do with the Furitek Rampart. So picked this thing up several months ago from Tony over at CCXRC. Bought the blue just because I like blue, and I wanted to build one of these. Well, then I got it. I found out that, you know, Furitek was saying don't really run 3-cell on these axles. Furitek does put metal gears in them, I believe. Still not going to run them. They have the dog bones. Not going to last for me, and I'm not running 2S in this. Like, if I'm building a monster truck, I'm putting it on 3S. So we're going to put the FCX portals on here. I wanted to show you guys how easy these actually go on. And I'm not going to do rear steer on this. I'm just going to go with front steering for now. Maybe I'll do rear steer later. But these things mount up really well. And actually these plates here that Furitek includes fit. They're not a perfect fit to these diff covers. You can see I didn't run these all the way in. I didn't want to strip anything out because they don't fit exactly. So what I did is put a little bit longer screw in these, and they do all line up and screw in. But like I said, I didn't want to strip them out, so hopefully that will work. And then these ball studs and like shock link mounting system, they are actually the perfect size for the FCX24 axles. So this is a straight bolt up, don't have to modify anything, And all I did, honestly, for the top links, the axle was rolled a little bit too far back. So I moved from here to here. And you can see these are threaded in here. So I just took it out, moved it up, boom, straightened the axle out. And the dual shock system still works great because this plate in the rear actually mounts up. So I thought that was pretty cool that this works so well. So I wanted to show you guys, kind of share that with you, and then let you in on me kind of doing the front here just so you can see it. And then the other thing I'm doing is I'm gonna flip the portals. So I'm gonna flip them like this and have like a super low CG monster truck. Hopefully that drops it down instead of having like crazy clearance. We're gonna have the big tires to, you know, jump and bounce over stuff. So really lowering that thing down instead of bringing it up with the portals, I think it's gonna be cool. So we're gonna try it out. Basically, to do that with these axles, all of mine have had this little tab on them. So they've all had this to where they only go on one way. All of mine have had that. Now, a lot of people got these that didn't have this on it, and they were able to just roll theirs however they wanted. So I'm just cutting these off, and it cuts pretty easily, just like that. So I cut that off, and then that lets me just flip this around. You kind of have to get it to line up, and boom. Put your screw back in, and it'll hold them on there. So we're gonna try this out and see how it works. Pretty excited about that. So you can see we're actually gonna be quite a bit lower than the stock setup. I would say at least probably you're dropping the 7 millimeters probably. I don't know. But we're also getting rid of these axles that people have been known to have a lot of issues with. So hopefully soon we'll get some metal ring and pinion gears for here. I haven't stripped any of these plastic ones out on my bouncer, anything like that. Look, I didn't put that all the way on. I haven't stripped any. You know, there's people talking to me about switching these axles, and they're like, well, if they're so good, why do you say you need metal ring and pinion gears? Because why not? They're gonna strip eventually, but I honestly have not stripped any yet. So we're gonna work on this front. We've got this bad boy that's going in here. These things are freaking sweet. This is the ShiftRC, and this thing has 115 ounces of torque on 6 bolt. That is like beast mode central. So these are available at Amain. I'll link them in the description. Amain is a great place. I get as much stuff as I can from there because I usually get it in 2 to 3 days, at most 3 to 4 days. And they got some really good deals, ship fast. So this ShiftRC is gonna be freaking sweet in here. Plenty of torque to turn these wheels. And then I think if I could just get one of these plates, I may talk to Furitek, see if I can just get one of these plates for the front, for the servo mount. For the rear, I'll slap one of them on here. Or we will just put another front axle assembly on here and just use the servo mount. But I like having the dual shock setup. We'll have to talk to Furitek, see if I can't get another one of these. That's all I really need to go rear steer on one. So we're gonna put this Micro Sidewinder 2 in here. I've had this thing since way back in the day when I was putting the revolvers and the Surpass motor in the SCX24, back before the Furitek stuff came out. I don't run it so much now because the Lizard is so much smaller, kind of less wires and whatnot. We're gonna put that in there, and then this thing comes with the Furitek Godzilla motor and Rocket Man transmission. So I can't wait to get this thing going. It should be a little beast. So let's check out this front. So all we're gonna do is pull these shocks and links. Take this mount off. So this is actually going to be one of the easiest ways to swap the axles for FCX axles on a monster truck build, honestly. Now I have to take this servo mount off. And I want to take the stock drive shaft also. I'm gonna leave this off for now. I think it'll be easier to put it on last. So you just put your axle on like normal and then flip the portal itself. So these holes aren't perfect, so you want to kind of start all of them so that you're able to get them all started, basically. And the plastic on these axles are sometimes a bit soft, so you want to be careful. If this gets tight, like that's getting kind of tight, I'm probably just going to stop, because it's going to hold. At least I think it is. We'll find out. Man, that went together so well. All those screws caught really well. I used a little bit too long a screw. We're sticking out quite a bit, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. So let's see how our links line up on the front. The rear was like basically perfect. Like I said, I just moved one notch. So the way these links are shaped, you see how they come out and then bow over. It's perfect. I mean, it just lines up so perfect. Look at that. I'm pretty sure I can live with that. Servo is cocked down a little bit, you can see, but it'll be all right. We could roll that back a hair, honestly. I mean, I may take these back just one hole again, but wouldn't even have to do that. The worst part is it's a little bit hard to get in here to these. Let's go ahead and just move it back so everything is lined up well. Move it back one hole. This chassis is threaded down here, so nice and easy. I'll take this one loose. Before I move it back, I'm gonna go ahead and hook the drive shaft, I believe. Well, no, I'll do it last. That is the hardest part about doing this. It's just getting your wrench in here and getting that screw started straight, because you don't want to cross thread it. But it's not hard at all. And this is gonna work perfect, I believe. Don't even have to change the links, nothing. Crazy. So that cocked us back quite a bit, you can see, but it got the servo a little more straight. So I'm good with it. I don't have a ton of travel on these shocks. Anyways, that's amazing. So let's try to get our drive shaft. So somebody mentioned in one of my most recent videos about if I did a video on phasing drive shafts. I honestly haven't did a full video on it because it's not like something that takes a lot. You just want to make sure that these ears here are lined up. So the one that's on this side, you want it to look just like that, dead in line. That's it. So like this one, I've got it facing down. You probably can't see it very well. So I want this one facing down as well, just like that. And for these, maybe off, I can't tell. For these vehicles that are running more speed, that's pretty important. Just makes everything a lot smoother. Look at that, guys. The drive shafts it comes with, the links, everything. Straight, bolt up. So now I'm gonna flip these fronts and we'll find out if this works. So we're gonna have to switch these left and right, because if you just roll this was normally on this side. If you just roll this, then your steering linkage is in the rear. Not really good room to make that work. No McHugh style setup going on here. So we're just gonna flip left to right, right to left, and I think that will work fine. I'll find out. Look at that. So it looks like it's gonna work. I'll find out, I guess. We may have to make a custom steering link that's got a little more bend to it to get it out around the diff cover and everything, with this being having this big plate on here. If we move this to the top, maybe. See if we can move this to the top as well. And then I'm gonna replace this steering linkage anyways. But for now, let's just see, because this actually needs to be over here anyhow. I think that's gonna work. I may have to build one of my crawlers with these super LCG axles. Maybe run some 1.2 wheels and tires. If you run like some 1.2 wheels and tires, you'd almost be to the point of just straight axles, maybe. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna get the electronics installed in here so I don't bore you guys to death. I'll get it rolling, show you what's up. All right, so this thing actually held up really well inside. I didn't have any issues. The way I did the steering links up here, you can see I flipped them and I put the long one up top so it's behind the servo arm, And actually, it's not flexing out because it can't. It hits the arm. So even this stock steering link is doing fine on here. You can see, look at that. I am bearing down on that and it turns. I'll end up breaking something, but no issues with that. No issues when I was running the inside on the slick concrete. I mean, honestly, I figured I would break something the way I was jumping it and everything, but nothing broke inside. I took it outdoors on the high grip concrete, pulled some wheelies, speed, like trying to see how much speed I could get, took it on the gravel, and it didn't take long for me to strip a portal gear. In the rear, they're both stripped. So I expected that to happen, honestly, inside with me jumping it. These have the plastic gears in them. These are an old set I bought when the FCX first released. Where did this come from? It's a mystery. But they didn't strip inside, but when I took them out there, it was like I didn't even get a battery ran through it, and I stripped those. So going to change those to the metal gears. These do come with the metal gears now in the axles. These axles are like $13. So, I mean, it's insane what you can build with these things. Really liking the low CG setup. On the gravel, this thing felt so stable, whereas a 24 really on gravel is nuts. So I'm highly impressed. This is definitely my go-to for an all-out monster truck build. If I don't mind, you know, putting the money out there, this is the way to go. All right, you guys let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell, share this video. Every share helps. Let's get this thing to 12,000, man. Let's do it. Peace.